Signing on for today's lesson. So, if you saw the quote from earlier today, it said, "Don't wait for your garbage bag to explode before you try to empty the trash." So, all of us are familiar with common household garbage bags. And years ago, there was this commercial about garbage bags for one of the brands. I'm not going to mention any brands because they're not paying me to mention any brands. But anyway, it showed this person getting ready to empty a trash can, and when they lifted the garbage bag, the bottom fell out of it. So it was a very effective, advertisement because obviously here it is, 100 years later, and I still remember that imagery. So I think of when I think about just the human psyche and the way our minds and emotions work. Something that I have learned is that it works very much like a common house. Blah, 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 blah. It works like a common household garbage bag. I had a hard time getting that out. And of course, I'm not starting this video over. No, I'm not. And so, what I mean by that is oftentimes we have experiences that impact us in a way that's not very positive. And rather than deal with those experiences, we take them and we stuff them. We don't address it, we don't work through it, we just take it and we stuff it, we suppress it. That's the word we use in therapy, suppress it. So you suppress it. And then what happens is you go on and a little bit later on in life, you have another experience that's not great or positive, and you suppress that one. So if you're not careful, you go through life, and I see a lot of people in therapy who do this, they go through life suppressing all of these experiences that were not positive experiences for them. And then eventually something sends them over the edge, or like the garbage bag, causes the bottom to fall out. And so, what I have learned is that as uncomfortable as things might be when you experience them in terms of dealing with it or addressing it in the moment, it's worth laying the cards out on the table, dealing with it, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing. Because oftentimes the result of that, when we don't do it, is we're left with a lot of unforgiveness. We're left with a lot of resentment. We're left with those things that kind of hinder us from pretty much being our very best selves. And who among us does not want to be the very best that we can be, and not like the arm, what is that, the army be all that you can be. Not with the army. I'm talking about in your own personal life. So just being the very best you that you can possibly be. And that involves, again, dealing with those things when they come and not suppressing them. And so just taking a look at your life and asking yourself, are there things that I have suppressed or not dealt with in my life that's holding me back? And I think all of us at some point in time have that experience. I can remember when I had that experience in my own life, and just bebopping through life like nothing was wrong, everything was great and wonderful. And then really coming to the realization like, there are some things you need to kind of work through and kind of sort through and come to terms with. And it's easy to avoid those things. It's very easy to avoid and pretend it doesn't exist, but it really does impact you in a way that's not so good. So think about your own life and if there are any experiences that you've had or anything from your past that you feel like you haven't dealt with that's holding you back. Don't keep stuffing those things because eventually it will catch up with you. And when it does, it's going to cause your garbage bag to explode. So don't wait until your garbage bag explodes. And that can manifest in you just really destroying a really good relationship. I see a lot of people, and I love to talk about relationships, talk about in the relationships and how some childhood experiences or unresolved issues manifest in their adult lives and how it impacts them and keeps them from having healthy relationships, which we all need to have healthy relationships. Remember that lesson from earlier? I choose to have healthy relationships with people who choose to have healthy relationships with me. Well, you want to be one of those healthy people. And so take a look at what it is that's in your past that may be holding you back. Because I've learned that you won't be able to step into all of your potential and all of what God has designed for you to accomplish if you have those unresolved things in your past. And one of the things you'll hear me talking about in the remainder of our days together on our journey of 60 days of wisdom. Letitia, this is December. What is today? What is today? Well, we're into December, so we have 20 something days left because my birthday's on the 28th, in case you were wondering. And so, however many days, today's the 2nd, so we have 26 days left. So, Letitia, there you go. This is day 34 just for you. And so, think about it because we're going to talk a lot over the next 26 days about some of those things and how to just move forward from some of those things. Because I learned that was my life lesson, learned a whole lot of years ago, that unresolved things from your past can really hold you back. And I didn't want my garbage bag to explode. So I knew that I had to empty that trash before my garbage bag exploded. So think about some things in your own life that you may have suppressed and stuffed in that garbage bag. And let's figure out a way for you to empty that trash before your garbage bag explodes. Okay? So there's our lesson for today. Hashtag words of wisdom, hashtag life lessons, hashtag listen and learn. Don't wait till your garbage bag explodes before you try to empty the trash. Signing off.